Good morning. It's currently 12:02 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, March 27th. Wanted to come on here and give you guys a little bit of an update about what we're watching here throughout the rest of the evening, throughout the rest of the night here, and into this morning. So the severe risk is largely over for Indiana. Not zero, but it's largely over. I really don't think we're going to see anything too significant here the rest of the night. But I wanted to come on here to give you a little bit of an idea about what we're watching here for the rest of the evening and how that trends into tomorrow morning. Right now, we're currently watching a lot of rain currently moving across Indiana. Notice how we don't really have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings here across Indiana at this time. Storms are rather messy. That's kind of how we expected it to trend throughout the rest of the night and into the evening here. The severe weather that we had across northern Indiana, currently the kind of a line of thunderstorms has formed here along a boundary north of I-70 between Indianapolis and Logansport. And this is kind of expected, but you notice here these storms are going to be moving over the same areas again and again. So we're likely going to see more of a flood risk versus a severe weather risk overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, especially across central Indiana north of I-70 between Logansport and Indianapolis. This area right in here across central Indiana, St. Crawfordsville, Lafayette, Noblesville, Muncie. These are the areas that we're going to have to watch for maybe some pea-sized hail. Can't be ruled out in some of the stronger storms, but widespread severe weather not expected here the rest of the evening. But we're going to see more of a flood risk develop here, especially with this heavy batch of rain across central Illinois. Look at the heavy batch of thunderstorms from Danville, Illinois, Bloomington, all the way to Rushville, Illinois. This is going to be moving into central Indiana over the next several hours. It will sag south a little bit. I think Indianapolis, you'll hear some rumbles of thunder overnight tonight. Widespread severe weather is not expected. However, we could see some periodic storms reach near severe criteria, perhaps some hail up to nickel size, perhaps quarter, but it's going to be short lived in duration. I think any storm that will go severe for quarter size hail will be short lived. We really don't have the instability to really fuel these storms to make them long lived. And we don't have the wind shear that really supports isolated storms either. Our wind shear is more zonal now versus undirectional, where we have the wind shear with direction and speed with height that really allows storms to remain isolated. We had that earlier across northern Indiana. We really don't have that now. And that's also going to help kind of make these storms train across the same areas, but also really increase the rainfall threat here across central Indiana. That's something we're going to have to watch. I want to show you guys something here. So this is the HRRR model. This is 00Z. So this model is about an hour old now, or a couple hours old now. But here we are at 8 p.m. So this was a couple hours ago. All this green here, this is our instability. Areas of dark green, yellow, we have more instability to work with. But watch as we go to right about now. Notice how that surface instability goes away. This is the fuel which needed to support severe weather is dwindling quite quickly along and south of our cold front. And it pretty much entirely goes away. This is 2 a.m. So 2 hours from now, our surface instability is virtually gone. If we go ahead and switch back to projected radar here across the state, notice we still have some heavier showers and thunderstorms across central Indiana and central Illinois. So here we are about now. You can see it's pretty close to what radar looks like. It's not perfect, but it gives you a pretty good idea. A line of showers and thunderstorms right along the I-70 corridor, just north of Indianapolis from Logansport to Crawfordsville. That's pretty much what we have right now. And these will continue to move west to east across Indiana over the next couple of hours. Notice, though, it does eventually make its way into Indianapolis. We do expect these storms to eventually sag south into the Indianapolis metro area. So do expect, if you're in Indianapolis tonight, you're likely going to hear some thunder, especially from now through about 5 a.m. These storms are going to be slow moving. So heavy rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour can't be ruled out, especially in heavier cores of these thunderstorms. Some areas may end up seeing 1 to 3 inches of rain by tomorrow morning, especially in central Indiana from Indianapolis to about Logansport, kind of that corridor there north and along of I-70, kind of has the best chance for heavy rainfall. If you're in southern Indiana, like Evansville, Vincennes, and like let's go Knox County over to, let's say, Switzerland County, that line south, not probably going to see a lot of rain. We may see a few thunderstorms or showers early tomorrow morning, but the bulk of the precipitation stays north, closer to Indianapolis, Crawfordsville, along I-70. So we're going to see that severe weather risk dwindle a little bit, but hydrologic concerns are definitely increasing overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So watch out for ponding on area roadways, and a few sporadic instances of small hail can't be ruled out. And kind of what we call popcorn updrafts, where we have some elevated instability to work with above the cold front. These storms are behind the cold front now. So what that means is they're riding what we call an EML. Basically, what that stands for is an elevated mixed layer, which is instability, but it's not at the surface. It's aloft. It's high above our heads. Think above 5,000 feet. So these storms basically took an off ramp and elevated themselves to where they're pretty high up in the atmosphere. The cloud bases are, which will keep the severe risk rather low. But the thunder, lightning, heavy rain, and some small hail that'll persist over the next couple of hours or so. That's the best way to explain that. If we go ahead and switch it here to total precipitation here, you can see a nice heavy swath. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. A nice heavy swath of 1 to 2 inches, but I would not be surprised if we saw some pockets of 3 inches of rain. That is definitely not out of the question across central Indiana, especially north of I-70 between Indianapolis and Logansport, Indiana. That general zone, think Wells, Adams County, over towards Kokomo and south. Between that, or I guess Highway 18 is in that area. I think Highway 18, State Road 18 to I-70. That's kind of the area we're looking at here, and we could have some heavy rain. So the severe weather risk is going down. It's not zero, but it is dwindling quite quickly. I think widespread severe weather is not expected the rest of the night, but we could have some heavy thunderstorms with P to perhaps nickel-size hail, which is below severe criteria. If we do see a severe thunderstorm, I think it'll be a baseline criteria. That's really all the atmosphere is really capable of right now. Could it be a little bit stronger? Sure, can't be ruled out. Is it likely? I don't think so. Look, going back to radar trends here, I'll go ahead and show you the radar here currently. Currently, there are no severe thunderstorm warnings in Illinois or Indiana. We really haven't seen any for a little while now. We had a severe thunderstorm warning in west central Indiana, closer to the Terre Haute area a few minutes ago. That has been allowed to be expired as that storm has weakened. A lot of these storms are weakening below severe criteria. However, they've merged into kind of a messy complex along the I-70 corridor from Lincoln, Illinois, from Indianapolis. Switch radars here to Indianapolis. You can see that there are some loud thunderstorms from Crawfordsville to Noblesville. However, they're not severe. Main hazards with these pea-size hail, maybe up to nickel-size hail, which is 0.88 in diameter. However, I think those storms are going to be few and far between. Most likely pea-size hail, heavy rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour in the cores of these storms. It'll lighten up, so we'll kind of see bursts of heavy rain, lighten up for a little bit, then you get another heavy downpour. That's really going to be the trend over the next 2 to 3 hours, from about here to about 5 a.m. Things will lighten up after about 5 to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for your morning commute across the state of Indiana. However, this corridor right in here along the I-70 corridor from Crawfordsville, Noblesville, Richmond, Indiana, Muncie, hydrologic concerns. A nice heavy swath of 2 to 3 inches of rain can't be ruled out in some areas, and we could have some ponding and some hydrologic concerns. I think the flooding risk is going to be more of a concern from here on out overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning than the severe risk. The severe weather risk is quite low. Our severe thunderstorm watch is getting ready to expire, if not expired. I think it expired closer to midnight, which is a good sign that the Storm Prediction Center National Weather Service is also leaning towards more of a hydrologic risk, a rainfall risk from here on out here this evening. So I wanted to come on here and say the severe weather risk is we can't really give the all clear for Indiana tonight, just because we have quite a few storms in the area with an odd chance. I think it's going to be a very low chance, but a non-zero chance that we could see an isolated severe thunderstorm through the overnight hours through about 3 to 5 a.m. Is it very likely to see another severe thunderstorm warning? I don't think so, but we can't rule it out. So we can't quite give the all clear yet, but I wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick update about what we're watching here behind the scenes and what it looks like overnight tonight and into tomorrow. But the main hazards here the rest of the night, heavy rainfall is going to be the primary hazard along the I-70 corridor and just areas to the north. Some areas could see 2 to 3 inches of rain. So watch out for ponding, especially on back roads or highways under viaducts. Do watch out for areas of ponding or excessive rainfall. We don't want to see any hydroplaning out there here tonight. Pea-size hail can't be ruled out either, but no tornadoes expected here the rest of the night. The good news is our atmosphere is actually stabilizing at the low levels. These storms their cloud bases are going to rise a little bit. which is good. For tornadoes, you really want the storms to be surface-based, meaning the cloud bases of the storm are really low to the ground. But we also don't have the spin in the atmosphere that we had earlier today, primarily across central and northern Indiana. We've lost the spin in the atmosphere. We need wind shear. Wind shear is important both in wind speed, changing in speed with height, but also direction with height. We need the veering of the winds, such as winds out of the southwest at the surface, but winds out of the west aloft. That turning with height, we call that helicity, is really important for tornadoes and supercells. We don't have that anymore. Our winds went from being veered a little bit to now being perpendicular. They're horizontal, they're zonal. So they're going in the same direction. That really limits our spin in the atmosphere, and we really don't have that. So a combination of winds going in the same direction, but also a stabilizing layer at the surface, a stable air near the surface, that's going to kind of act as an off ramp. Our storms are going to ride above that stable layer to keep them elevated. That's also going to lower our severe weather risk overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. That's a good thing. What it doesn't do is eliminate storms altogether. We have a lot of moisture to work with and a stationary boundary to work with overnight tonight as well. That boundary will sag south. It's going to cool us down. It's going to act as a cold front. But until it does so, we're going to have training showers and thunderstorms moving across the same areas across central Indiana, primarily Terre Haute, Franklin, Indiana, and north, especially along I-70 and just to the north is where the bulk of the precipitation will go, with some areas seeing 1 to 3 inches of rain, with an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain through tomorrow morning. So that's primarily what we're looking at here from now through about your morning commute, 6 a.m. time frame. Rain should be out of Indiana by tomorrow morning after 6 a.m. Our temperatures are going to cool down. We actually have a freeze watch. So these blue boxes that you see here. So the growing season has started across southern Indiana. We're about 2 to 4 weeks ahead of schedule. The National Weather Service in Louisville issuing a freeze watch for tomorrow night. Low temperatures down to 26 degrees possible in these areas. In fact, we'll likely see a frost to a hard freeze across the entire state of Indiana, but we're likely not going to see any freeze headlines north of southern Indiana because the growing season has not officially begun up here. Although, I will say although, some of our fruit trees, if we have any fruit growers chiming in here, might want to take some precautions tomorrow night, as a lot of our fruit trees have bloomed early, and any fruit trees that have bloomed early are susceptible and vulnerable to any freezes and frosts we get from here on out. Whether or not we're in a freeze warning or freeze or frost advisory north of southern Indiana, likely won't see that yet, but doesn't mean you're out of the woods. But most of you guys here watching are safe to go to bed. Just know you may see some pea-sized hail, but widespread severe weather is not expected here on out here tonight. So it is 12:15, but I wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick update. Although we can't officially declare the all clear yet in Indiana, the severe weather risk is very low. More of a excessive rainfall risk, heavy rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour possible in downpours, as well as a low chance, very low chance, that a storm could be severe, primarily along the I-70 corridor. If we do see that, it'll likely be baseline criteria, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail, or less. And it'll be short-lived in duration. Widespread severe weather, not expected here tonight. Most of us will probably not even see any hail the remainder of the night. Probably some heavy rain, pea-sized hail, as well as lightning. A lot of lightning in these storms. These storms are going to be noisy here for the next couple of hours. So although we can't officially declare the all clear, I wanted to come on here, give you guys a quick update of what we're watching behind the scenes and how things are trending here tonight. So good news overall, just primarily a heavy rain risk at this point, with some areas seeing an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain, heavier amounts in thunderstorms. So wanted to give you guys a quick update here. Go ahead and turn it back here to the forecast model here, the HRRR. This model run is a couple hours old. I will give you that, but it gives you a good general idea about what we're looking at here. Here's the rainfall totals here through tomorrow morning. So an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain possible, primarily along the I-70 corridor, central Indiana, where those showers and thunderstorms are moving through Illinois, central Indiana, and they'll be out by tomorrow morning. Some areas could see an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, not out of the question. So do watch out for any ponding on area roads, viaducts. Be careful. Sometimes drains are clogged from winter leaf debris and stuff like that. A lot of street cleaners haven't really been out yet this time of year. So do keep that in mind. Switching back to possible radar here. So here we are. Here's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Still some showers and thunderstorms, but here we are right about now. You can see some storms. Now, this isn't exact, but it gives you a good general idea, right? So the main concept is with this forecast model, this is a convection allowing model HRRR. So it's a short range forecast model showing rounds of showers and thunderstorms primarily along that I-70 corridor, right? A few stronger cells, maybe some pea-sized hail, lightning, heavy rain, but that is about it. As we go throughout the night, you can see that boundary slowly sagging south. By 6 a.m. tomorrow night, Indianapolis, rain should be wrapping up for you by about 5 to 7 a.m. Southern Indiana, getting in on some rain, maybe perhaps a thunderstorm or two, can't be ruled out. But by 8, 9 a.m. tomorrow, our rain should be pretty much out of the state. Yeah, those are some snow showers. We can't rule out a snow flurry or two tomorrow night. No accumulations are expected. But switching back to our temperatures, though, you can see our cold front here this evening. Here we are right about now. We have 70s across southern Indiana, quite a boundary. This is what we call kind of a baroclinic zone, where it's a thermodynamic boundary, kind of like a cold front, but it's kind of a quasi-linear boundary, which basically is a fancy term for a stationary front. It's a stationary boundary that's sagging south, essentially. But it has some potent cold air behind it. Northwest Indiana, currently in the 30s right now. Southern Indiana, we're in the 70s. And we'll see that boundary sag south with our rain ending by tomorrow morning. So temperatures tomorrow, not going to be very warm. We're going to be above freezing, but not by much across northern Indiana. Mid-30s across northern Indiana, 40s across central Indiana. But this is short-lived. We're going to warm up pretty quickly in the next week, back into the mid to upper 70s by Tuesday and beyond next week. So this is short-lived, but spring comes back next week. So there's our quick update for you guys. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in chat here. I'll hang out here for about 5 more minutes. Main synopsis is training showers and thunderstorms moving across central Indiana. Widespread severe weather is not expected. Some of the stronger storms could have some pea-sized hail, but the primary risks here tonight, heavy rain and lightning. So most of you guys are able to go to bed. Hope your brackets did well for our Thursday night. Games here, more games expected here this weekend. Hopefully your brackets are doing better than mine. But you guys are good to go to bed, and just know some thunderstorms could be noisy tonight across central Indiana. Indianapolis is expected to see some of these thunderstorms sag south into Indianapolis Metro, but they should not be severe. They should be below severe criteria. Some pea-sized hail can't be ruled out, but widespread severe weather is not expected here tonight across Indiana. Heaviest rain along the I-70 corridor. So with that being said, I don't really see too much in the way of any other questions, but I wanted to thank you guys for coming on here for a quick little update. Wanted to show you guys what we're seeing here behind the scenes and how things were trending here the rest of the tonight. I know I saw a lot of questions here on the page in our comments. Are we clear? We get to go to bed? And the answer is yes, you're good to go to bed, but just know thunderstorms are likely to persist over the next several hours. Widespread severe weather, not expected, but an occasional strong storm can't be ruled out. So we can't definitively, with certainty, give the all clear yet for that odd chance we do see a storm briefly reach severe criteria. If we do, it'll likely be for quarter-size hail. But I think the chances of that are very low. And with the primary hazards being pea-size hail, heavy rain, and lightning from here on out. Primarily the heavy rain, emphasis on the heavy rain across central Indiana. Much needed rain too. This is going over our drought affected areas across north central Indiana. We do still have some areas under extreme and severe drought up here. Those of you in southern Indiana may be thinking, Caleb, what are you talking about? But yeah, we actually do need the rain up here from Adams County, Allen County, Wells County, over towards the Lafayette area. We're dry. So this is a good beneficial rain for many. And hopefully we get our aquifers replenished here for the spring planting season. So with that being said, you guys are good to go to bed. Just know some additional showers and thunderstorms are expected. Widespread severe weather is not expected, but a few storms could be strong pea-sized hail, gusty winds, and heavy rain. So with that being said, probably going to go ahead and hop off here. If you guys missed anything, feel free to replay the stream. We mentioned timing and the rest of the night projections. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick update. Hope you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. No severe weather is expected here this weekend across Indiana.